Welcome to the Building Newfoundland and Labrador podcast, dedicated to exploring the interesting journeys of the people in the provincial construction industry. Presented by the Newfoundland and Labrador Construction Association, produced by Gale Force Winds. Join us as we chat with the inspirational individuals that ensure the continued growth of the construction industry and the province of Newfoundland and Labrador.
All right. Well, welcome to the Building Newfoundland and Labrador podcast. It's certainly great to be here at Build Expo 2023. I'm Alan Dale. With me as always, my good buddy Jerry Carew. We're having a great time here at the Expo. Don, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I'm Don Kennedy. I'm Marketing and Sales Manager for Kento Windows and Doors. And I've been in this industry for a little while, to understate it. But with the Kento Windows and Doors, I've come to realize that we're pretty focused on the residential business. We've been on the go now, as of May month, for 40 years.
Yeah.
Long time for a company and to be successful and as a manufacturer. But we're also affiliated very strongly in the recent years with the Canadian Newfoundland and Labrador Construction Association. The reason I'm here today at this show is, of course, to show the support to the association, but to let the public and particularly developers, engineers, architects know that we're in more than the residential business. We are in what I term the non-residential business. In other words, not necessarily heavy commercial, but if you have a school, a strip mall, a daycare center, a hotel, commercial real estate building or something, or residential apartments, we can do it. Why we can do it? Because we build good product, as members of the association would provide to their customers, but we also make sure that we're certified and rated and accepted to stand up to our ever-changing conditions here in Newfoundland. I mean, as you know, we're still waiting for spring, let alone summer.
I see the sun starting to come out now. It might be that light in my eyes, but at any rate, Don, tell me this now. What do you think of the expo so far? First one they've done.
Well, this is a great start. They have lots of space here. They have certainly a variety of product. Yeah. And the one thing about the expo is that we get to network somewhat with each other, which is very, very helpful to the public, to projects, and to development. I'm hoping that with this kind of support to the province, that the Construction Association, like the Home Builder Association, that we can grow, because by us all growing, that means there's more infrastructure to be developed, there's more schools, there's more roads, the whole thing besides windows and doors, that we can add to the economy. Because when Kento Windows and Doors, to use this company obviously for an example, so we build windows. We have a plant in Fowler's Road, CBS area, and we have another plant in Springdale.
Is that right?
That's true, yes. That's our focus on our door manufacturing. But we have to employ people from all over the province, because we have truck drivers, we have people that build pallets for us, we have people that have shrink wrap and different components, the screws and everything. It's not all imported, so we're using our manufacturing facility to support the economy. And the economy, when I say support, which I'm trying to get out to people here, is us and people that make cookies and cakes and all kinds of wonderful things. Their business, in turn, drives other business, whether it's snow clearing or whatever it is.
Absolutely.
So this is the reason that Kento Windows and Doors and myself are here at the Newfoundland and Labrador Construction Association, to make people aware that we do other things, and it's not the employment of Kento. It's very important to my career, of course, but it's very important for the people to know that manufactured right here is a quality item.
On that note, how many people would Kento be employing approximately in Newfoundland and Labrador right now?
Well, relative to my talk there, it's probably relatively a small number. I'm going to guesstimate it because I don't work out of the plants, but I'm out there on a regular basis doing my merchandising and different things, picking up materials for dealers. I'd say probably in the vicinity of 100 plus people. You know,
I thought you were going to say like 20 when you... Your preamble to that, I thought he was going to say 20.
Yeah, but that's small scale to the number of people that we can generate to live in the province. Right. We want less people moving away. Yes, I'm doing these shows and these presentations for the purpose of growing the business. But I'm not growing just Kento's business. I'm growing, believe it or not, strange as it sounds, the restaurant business, the tourism business. Yeah. Because we're getting more people to share in, and I won't say wealth, but share in the funds that are available.
Yeah, that economic spin-off really matters, right?
Yes.
I want to go back to something you said, right? quality built right here in Newfoundland and Labrador. Tell me about that. Explain that.
Well, we have an interesting challenge as manufacturers here in Newfoundland, and particularly with the window and door business, which is considered fenestration as a category. Not only do we have to test to meet the ratings as required by the National Building Code, we have to, in many cases, exceed it. Because our weather, as a friend of mine from another company said at some of our Zoom meetings and that we are the test lab of the world, of Canada in particular. Because of our changing winds, because of our water, because of our rain, because of our, and the Avalon Peninsula in particular, which I can speak to because I live there. One day we have rain, next day we have freezing rain, next day we have snow, then we have a thaw. So the cycles are very challenging to someone who's building windows and doors. They can't crack, they have to have resilience, they have to be almost, I hesitate to use the word perfect, but they have to have a certain excellence.
It's May 2nd and we're still waiting for the thaw.
Of course, and it's a beautiful time of the year.
Yeah.
And we'll get there.
But that's harsh, isn't it, on the product that you're creating? So you've got to make a quality product.
Yes, and on top of that, like many other people here in Newfoundland in the construction industry, not only do we build the product and supply the product and make the projects, but we have to service it and stand up to it.
Yeah.
So we're selling windows and doors to beautiful Burgeo and St. Anthony and Port aux Basques and all these communities where the wind and the rain and the conditions are so variable. I mean, if you drive along the Trans-Canada Highway for any part of Newfoundland, 1 minute you got freezing rain, then you have snow, then you have ice, then you have mud. You know?
And not only do you have to do all of those things, but you have to compete on price with other companies that might not have that same social lens as you have, right?
Well, yes, that's true. And price, let's just say price is not everything. Price is important. Kanto recognizes that. But you have to have quality for your investment.
Exactly.
Okay? Whether it's a complete home, whether it's a window, whether it's a door, whether it's a pair of boots to go salmon fishing. If the quality is not there, price doesn't mean anything. So all the consumers out there, I'm sure, have bought a pair of rubber boots to go trouting. But if they leak, what's the point?
Yeah.
So it's just as well to pay the extra $10 and buy the better product. Now, I'm not saying that you got to pay for Kanto beyond what you pay for someone else, but I will tell you that we are rated and certified by Energy Star, by CSA, by National Building Code. We meet all those standards, and we have to prove it because we don't have the luxury of being in a stable climate. Right. The wind in Newfoundland at 100 kilometers an hour we don't think much about it, but that's a significant wind. But what people outside of Newfoundland don't realize, and outside of maritime provinces like we're situated, don't realize that it's not a constant. It's like a boxer. It's jabbing, it's hit and release, and hit and release, so the movement factor is so significant.
Yeah.
Don, there's something special too about customer service, and having you on the ground with a few decades experience is really important, right?
Thank you for not stressing out that word decades.
I was going to say years, but I did say decades.
Yeah, you did.
I've been around almost as long as you, so.
Yes, that's true. But in any case, well, we have to have trust.
Yeah.
We're certified by the Better Business Bureau. You have to be trustworthy. You have to be genuine. You have to be committed. You have to be sincere. All those words which probably don't tie into the word of sales, because everyone thinks they're getting sold something, which is true. But if you listen well and get the right information, you're going to have a good experience, whether that's shoes or windows or doors. And I'm here today to say we have an excellent product in windows and doors. We can't do everything. There's not going to meet hurricane force winds because that's a different category of impact that you got to deal with. But we're very proud to say that we build things, we build them right. And if there's something goes wrong, like any little thing can happen, we have our own service people locally that do the service. We don't hire people to come from out of the province or something to do service. We do it ourselves. Why, you ask? I knew you were going to ask me that, Jerry. Because when our men or women go out to do service, they are actually going to the resident or the project, in the case of a hotel or something like that there that we're after supplying product to, and they can make the repair, but the important thing, they can also recognize repetitive issues that can be corrected. They also can recognize the environment that the product is in, so that we can turn around and improve our production and our manufacturing quality because of the feedback we get from our people. So it doesn't sound much. Oh my God, you got 2 people out in Newfoundland doing service. Well, number one, 2 people That's pretty good for a company that's doing thousands and thousands of windows and doors for 40 years.
Well, you and I know how well two people can produce content, right?
Yes.
Don, you've been around the industry a long time. Tell me what the Newfoundland Labrador Construction Association means to you.
Well, this is a great opportunity for us to express ourselves in the non-residential industry. So, if you don't mind, I'll drop a few names. We do franchise businesses like in the Northern Peninsula, Robin's Donuts. We've done Little Caesars Strip Mall there in Paradise with black windows and doors. We're currently working with one of the construction members here, key members, to finish up the Churchill Square project.
Wow.
So that's high-rise, relatively speaking, buildings, and probably relatively sheltered to Newfoundland to be in Churchill Square, but that's an example. And we do retirement centers, we do daycare centers, everything which is high on the radar now for the government and for the individuals to have quality, safe places. So by being part of the Construction Association, we can let more people be aware of how much we can offer. I don't mean in volume, but in different types of product.
Don, I mean, a great summary of Kento, great summary of the importance of this association, and a nice explanation of why this expo matters. We certainly appreciate having you again on the podcast.
Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate the opportunity, and I wish you guys every success, and hopefully we'll grow, because, I mean, everything is in growth. Sales are growth, but attendance to this, you don't measure this in dollars and cents in the short term, you got to measure it in the long term. And that's the difference in marketing and sales. Sales is short term, marketing is your image, and developing what you have in the long term future for yourself and for the company.
Should be teaching at business school.
Yeah, no kidding. Always a pleasure, Don.
Here you go.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thanks very much, Don.
Thank you for tuning in to the Building Newfoundland and Labrador podcast, presented by the Newfoundland and Labrador Construction Association, produced by Gale Force Winds.